moment of silence for this person, because that's one of the worst things I've ever read in my life. And I'm on Reddit all the time.
This is the dark side of GLP-1s.
Cash, come on.
If we're being honest.
Please be honest. God, be honest.
The beautiful thing is we're all human. This all happens.
You can do whatever you want. There's consequences, but do whatever you want.
People are going to do what they want to do.
100%.
Bottom line.
The baby's crying or the dog's barking, I'm like, you're bad. Welcome to Two Girls, One Thread.
Today's topic is maybe my favorite topic so far. Third time's a charm. Episode 3. Welcome to Two Girls, One Thread. It's all about gut feelings today. I got a feeling. I did meet Fergie. She was really short and really hot. So I had a good feeling about that. And then I met her and I was like, really good vibes. Really
She's
good
short?
vibes. She's really short. Really, really hot. Not surprising, but like unbelievably hot. I was like, ugh. And then she was like very warm, very effusive. And I had extremely good vibes from her. And Fergie, if you are listening to this, like literally hit me up. Like the vibes were good. So
Yeah, she seems great. Such a professional.
such a
She's
professional.
kind of like that Shakira.
Yes.
Jennifer, like J-Lo.
J-Lo,
They're all similar
hustler.
vintage where they're pros.
Bulletproof. No question. Also extreme humble gratitude vibes as well. Wasn't like attention seeking. I don't know. We're big on vibes here. We're both big vibes girlies.
Yes.
We're both big gut feeling girlies, I would argue. It's for me, it's all about the vibes. It's all about, look, at the end of the damn day, you gotta trust your gut. You gotta trust your heart. This will come out in the episode, but I am very much almost always pro listen to your gut.
Are you?
Absolutely.
Now, are you an immediate gut feeling type of person?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of the time, yeah. Like in terms of like people, places, things,
If
like
your head
everything.
is telling you something differently, to maybe stick it out, or maybe it's not like it seems or feels. Like how long does it take for your gut to override that and be like, okay?
Not long. I think that I've actually like retrained myself to listen to my gut always, because I think that we the collective, we are often kind of actually have that trained out of us, like our intuition, because like really little kids, dogs, like they're just, that's who I always trust. Like if the baby's crying or the dog's barking, I'm like, you're bad. I believe the dog. I will take the dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no,
because they don't have any reason to. So I've like trained myself to go back to listening to my intuition, because I think that, like many people, it was like tried to kind of, I feel like it was life tried to beat it out of me. And I'm like, no, I've never listened to my gut and regretted it. I can honestly say that about people, about a situation. I'm very much like, listen to my gut first. And afterwards, if for some reason I was so off, I will be the first one to apologize. I'll make it right. But I would rather, if I feel something like, oh, this situation is not safe, especially, or like this person's not, whatever, I'm out. And then I can always come back and be like, I'm so sorry. You know what? I just had the, and whatever, rather than, the other way. What about you?
Yeah, I'm in agreement as well.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I've stuck it out a little bit longer than I should have, telling myself that like I was maybe being irrational.
Right.
But you can't kind of shake that initial feeling.
I don't
Even
think
if you
so.
root for another person to come back from it and maybe change their ways,
Totally.
behave differently towards you, it still is that nagging sensation, not in the pit of your stomach, that, I don't know, you question kind of if they're all in or even on the same page as you.
Can I say something? I actually just read it in one of these threads. Somebody said their mom's advice was, if you ever say, I don't know, you already do know. So when you meet somebody or you're in a situation, you're like, I don't know, I'm just kind of, no, you do. Yeah, that's actually your answer right there. You could change it to like, then you do know.
Yes.
And that you're feeling something, so just go with that. But there is a difference between like, anxiety or whatever. And like sometimes, but I think the gut, it's this like immediate, it's here, it's this like deeper sensation. It's not for me like racing thoughts, trying to categorize it, trying to justify it. It's just like, ooh, but sometimes that can be a lonely place to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because like have you ever found yourself in a situation where maybe you have an opinion that's different from the group, either about a person or a place or whatever, and you're like, no, I'm good. I think this is like not really working for me. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Jack is amazing.
Yeah.
It's always Jack.
It's it's definitely happened to me for sure. I think
But you're a gut girly.
I'm definitely a gut girly.
You're not like, you don't suffer any fools. Like if you don't want to do something, you're out.
The problem is too, and like we're kind of programmed to love the drama of interpersonal relationships, but I feel like I don't want to be made like crazy by the people around me. I want to be grounded.
That feels very reasonable.
Yeah. So like, let's speak openly. Let's speak honestly.
Right.
Life is difficult enough.
Yes.
So we don't necessarily need to both be in our heads running a million scenarios. Just say how we feel.
Right.
And like if you're saying, ground into the present moment.
Ground into the present moment. We're crushing it. We have a great, this is great. Mm-hmm. I love the present moment.
I think just open and honest communication can work through a lot of the gut issues. And sometimes you see things that you didn't need to see.
Correct.
Or can't unsee.
Yes.
And then, you do that internal reassessment and...
That's the tea, literally, though. You can't unsee it sometimes. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, I think we're very pro-gut here. Okay, do you want to go first or should I go first? Because I'm like dying. I have so many things that I've pulled up. Okay. I'm like actually getting... My gut is this is going to be a lot of fun. How about that? Okay, let's start with this little guy. Okay. This is from the Reddit thread True Off My Chest. And the headline is, one shouldn't feel shame to check partner's phone if they get the unusual instinct. Yes, it is shitty to check your partner's phone behind their back, but not always. There are so many posts where we witness people feeling ashamed for even just thinking of checking their phone. But when they check, they almost always ended up finding the ugly truth, betrayal, lies. When that unusual feeling hit me for the first time, I was so sure that I was being the stupid, paranoid idiot. But my anxiety couldn't take it anymore, and I had to prove to myself that I was wrong even for thinking about it. And guess what? I was not. Yeah, of course you weren't. Okay. And there were so many lies, way more than I could suspect. I don't mean being the control freak and constantly checking, but if you're not this kind of person and suddenly have this unusual gut feeling building up, you better listen to it and put your shame aside. If there is nothing, it'll be a hall of shame for yourself. It'll be your punishment for taking this road. But if what you fear comes true, then it can save you lots of days, STDs, STIs, heart, and headaches. Yes, communication should be key and we shouldn't have to do it, but some people are serial liars and cowards. And the only way to protect yourself is taking the, quote, wrong path. I'm going to pause there because they do have an edit, but I want to get your initial reaction to that. Just this headline, even that alone.
In terms of looking at a partner's phone.
When you have specifically when you have a gut feeling. Or right.
And then finding out that your suspicions were actually right.
Yeah, I mean, I just like how they phrase that. You shouldn't feel shame to check your partner's phone if they get the unusual instinct. I mean, first of all, I think that's not something that everyone's going to agree with. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have a weird feeling. Give me your phone. Give me your phone. I have a weird feeling, Catherine. Give me your phone and let me look at it. Like, that's not necessarily what they're saying. But what's your gut reaction?
My gut reaction is if you have that suspicion, that anxiety, you are probably right.
Right.
So do you need to look at it then? You probably already have the answer to the question.
Well, if your suspicion is, are they cheating on me, right? That's sounds like what it is most often. And you're like, I already know. I don't need to check. So then if we take like the Amelia Bedelia, like really just most literal interpretation of that, would that mean then you would just pick up and leave and then you move out? You never say anything to the person that you're with and they're like, where'd you go? And you're like, I know that I could just feel it. I didn't have to check my phone or look for any proof.
I think, it depends on the relationship. Before just walking out the door, I would do a little bit of an internal reconciliation and say, okay, this suspicion in me is arising because I feel that we're disconnected. In what ways are we disconnected?
Right.
How is this showing up in the day-to-day?
Yeah.
Are we brushing each other off when we get home from work? Are we just going through the motions at dinner? And I think even just saying straight out to your partner, I feel like we're going through the motions. I feel like there's a space between us.
Right.
Like, I assume you feel it too.
What do you have to say about that?
Like,
yeah. I mean, that's a very like kind of, to me, healthy, elevated way of thinking about it. I don't know that everyone is that direct, but I mean, for the person writing this, like, do you agree though that is there ever a justification for that? Like, I think what you're describing is more ideal, but do you think that there is a justification of like, I don't know, something is off and I just want to go through my partner's phone, even though I know that's not right? And like they said, there's consequences if I am wrong. But like, do you ever think that there's a reason that it is acceptable to do that?
I don't have any moral belief about going through someone's phone. I personally wouldn't, because if I look at someone else's phone, it's like looking inside their brain.
Damn.
The organization of someone else it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
It's very overwhelming on a sensory level. So I would never seek out looking at someone else's phone. But I understand a lot of people would do that. And that's totally fine.
Right.
If that soothes you in a way, I don't think there's, you know, any judgment at all from OP in terms of choosing to go through the phone.
You understand why someone would want to do that.
Yes.
But you personally would never do that.
Well, it just is hard because then I think if you go to your partner and bring up to them, hey, I found this on your phone.
That's tough.
I think the energy that with which you're going to that conversation, that kind of like feeling of superiority, like I'm the loyal partner, I'm the one faithful to you, I feel betrayed. Your position gets a little bit degraded because you went through their phone to find the information.
You objectively violated them.
So you're both untrustworthy in a different regard.
Yes.
So I think that's tough. Like if you went through a partner's phone and found something, would you have no problem bringing it up? Or would you try to be a little bit, would you try to out them in a more sideways way?
I think if you're at the point where you're like, I am having a gut feeling that maybe my person is cheating on me or something, you know, more sinister is happening, and you're willing to take the plunge to violate their privacy, look at their phone, and accept the consequences of that either way, I think you're kind of at the end of the road anyway. It doesn't seem like something that you would typically do in this like a middle thing, or like, you know what, they said that they were going to dinner with this person or whatever. Like, I don't know. I think it feels more like it's at the end of the road anyway, if you're already at that point.
And I don't know, is it feeling unloved and then wanting proof that you're not loved?
How would you feel if somebody went through your phone, found nothing, apologized, but how would you feel about that? But they told you, I'm so sorry, Kath, I know you're a gut girly, so you'll understand. I just had a really bad vibe and I had to look through your phone.
I used to think that was like the unforgivable because I just didn't like that pettiness of someone who would do that. At the same time, I'm sure there's thousands of engineers at all these apps that we have on our phone who could sit and look through my phone if they wanted to. Everyone at Apple could pull up KJ, look through my, so I don't want to even be precious about that anymore.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
I think it just, if you were that determined and motivated to go through my phone, just say it to my face.
Just say that first.
Just like, what's bothering you? Communicate what's going on just to my face first before you're going through my phone.
And that's on direct communication. So you're saying that, like, if I said, Catherine, I want to look through your phone because I don't know, I'm getting a really weird feeling that you're cheating on me. Arguably, if you loved me and nothing was happening and you were innocent, you'd be like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry that you're even like feeling like that. Please, I mean, if it makes you feel better, look at whatever you want. I have nothing to hide. Like, take it. That's so interesting. It's kind of,
because if it's a man, he could be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel like I'm literally about to get passed over for promotion at work.
Right.
Like, I'm like, so-and-so is fucking me over type of thing. And I'm really stressed about like what's going, you know what I mean?
Whoa.
Like, I think a lot of if her partner is a male or that more inward, less emotional type, is that he kind of goes through his problems more internally. So maybe he's just really distracted.
Right.
And I think the nature of being securely attached, or at least securely attached by choice is not going through the other person's phone.
Damn. Also, you saying that going through someone's phone would kind of feel like going through someone's brain and that would be overstimulating. Trigger warning to you, like literally never go through my phone because like you probably would like actually combust. Like I don't even know what would happen for you.
You use folders though, right?
What do you mean?
You put apps in folders?
Some of it. It's not, it is not.
It's not like a baby boomer. Because I love a baby boomer who doesn't use folders.
Okay.
It just is the apps splayed.
I have them folders, but I mean that, I'll put it this way, honey, if you ever look through my phone, the folders would be the least of your worries. It would be a nightmare so fast. I actually am like, I'm feeling protective for you to never have to do that. Like to the point that I'm like, I don't even think I would hand you my phone to like type in an address to the GPS because like I wouldn't do that to you because like it would be it would just be a lot. Like it is the inside of my brain.
Well,
like,
and that's the thing too, is I think I've been in a situation before where I look at someone's phone and thinking, oh, it's interesting. I'm going to see how their brain works. And then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have. It was kind of a disappointment.
Oh, so you look through a man's phone. Do you let me see what some of these commenters said. Oh my God. Oh wait, actually let me just give this edit that they gave for more context because I think it sounds like people were coming from them a little bit. Okay, they said edit. So below is an answer I wrote to someone. Maybe it can give a bit more context. I was asked if I was going to tell my partner if I have found nothing. See, that's true because what do you do if you look through and you're like, nope, I was totally wrong. I do think the right thing is you got to tell them either way.
Yeah.
And you better be apologizing and you better be bringing some chilies to go.
No, I agree. And it's the same thing like when we were talking about the fridge. Yeah. If now like your partner stocks the fridge on a forward-looking basis and you're the man who initially yelled at her for not, when she now stocks it, you have to compliment her and say, babe, like, thank you so much. I came home from that international trip.
Positive reinforcement.
Yes, exactly.
Right. I will say if a man ever yelled at me about anything, but specifically a fridge, there would simply be no... we would not be sharing a fridge anymore. Okay, so let me just finish what this poster said. They said, the only reason why I didn't say it beforehand was to prevent the removal of any potential proof. In both cases, I was going to tell him what I did. Bear with me and I will explain. All right, I'll give you a paragraph. I have a friend who keeps lying and cheating on his partners. I think he may be the main source of my anxieties. Okay, that's actually very important context because if that's happening all around you. Observing how easily he keeps lying and manipulating, it gave me serious trust issues. In the meantime, my partner was the opposite, giving all the green flags except this one small detail I just came across. Even my best friend was telling me that I'm just projecting our friend's shittiness on him and that I'm being unfair. There's probably nothing. So it was either just believe in the green flags and oversee the small detail or search about it beforehand, or you're all talk to them about it. Ever heard of it? Beforehand, I had asked him once to just communicate with me if there was something and we can come over anything as long as we talk openly. He'd reassured me, of course, he would tell me and there was nothing I should worry about. So among all the communication green flags, there was this very small thing that just bugged me. We were quite serious and confident that communication was key. It seemed very unlikely that I could be right, but that bugging didn't go away, aka your intuition, because of my anxiety or because of your intuition. But the state of the relationship was so good that such a small bugging would be so stupid to break up over. Then I did what I did, and I knew we could communicate if I was wrong as well. And if he thought it was totally unforgivable, I was going to respect that as well right away and leave him for his peace. When I checked, I realized that he had lied to me before and after those communication talks and reassurances. So I guess this is how people get cheated on for long periods, believing all the flying colors and forgetting any doubt completely. You cannot believe how small the bug was compared to all the bright images he painted since months. Damn, for 11 months, I've never ever looked at anything. Then came the small bug, kept bugging among all the positivity of the relationship. I had a relationship for 7 years before this, and I checked his phone 0 times. Mic drop, queen. You knew, and you were right. So do you think they shouldn't have checked the phone? Still?
No, I think...
I think
he was right.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, because if she hadn't found anything, then it would have quieted that 9 and she could have gone back to having like a happy, productive relationship and been that much more like, wow, like he is great, and quieted that voice. But now that she found something, she wasn't crazy.
She was not crazy.
No.
Trust your gut. So far we're 1 for 1 for trusting your gut. All right, Kath.
Okay. Story number 2 is True Off My Chest. And the title is, I think my fiancé is using heroin again, but he swears he's clean. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I've been with my fiancé for almost 4 years. Okay. He's 29, I'm 27. We're engaged and are supposed to be married next June. He's a recovering heroin addict. Okay. He's been clean for almost 6 years, or so I thought. When we met, he told me everything about the OD that nearly killed him, about the friends he lost, about his time in a halfway house. He was honest and self-aware in a way that most people I'd met up to that point weren't, and I felt hard for him. I don't think I was naive. I knew it was a big deal. I did actually take some time to think about whether I should continue the relationship. I felt nervous about it at first, but that faded with time. He seemed like someone who'd done the work and wanted nothing to do with that life anymore. Anyone who met him would be shocked to know about his past. He held down a job, reconnected with his family, even started leading meetings for newer guys in recovery. We moved in together last year, got a dog, picked a venue for the wedding, built a life that felt solid. But over the last few months, something shifted. It started subtly. He'd sleep through his alarm, miss his meetings, get irritable over little things, then apologize and just say he was tired. I noticed he was losing weight. His moods got weird. His pupils looked off sometimes, but I brushed it aside, told myself it was stress. His job put a lot of pressure on him, and he started to hate it. And at first I thought he was just depressed. Until one night I came home and he was just gone. No note, no text. His phone went to voicemail. He showed up 5 hours later, said he'd gone for a drive to clear his head. When I asked why he didn't tell me, he flipped and said I was being controlling.
Damn.
I asked him point blank if he was using again. He looked me dead in the eyes and swore on everything that he wasn't. I can't explain why, but I didn't believe him. I wanted to, but his voice and the way he rushed his words and fidgeted with his hands, I don't know, it just didn't feel like him. It felt like a version of him I'd only heard about in stories. The one who lied to everyone. The one who disappeared for days. Since then, it's been a downward spiral. He keeps saying I'm overreacting, that I'm projecting my anxiety onto him, that I've turned into a cop, not a partner. And maybe he's right. I check his eyes. I sniff his laundry. I stare at his phone when he's not looking. I've searched all over the house and his car for anything he's hidden. I've turned into this paranoid shell of a person trying to piece together a puzzle I don't even know exists.
Damn.
It's just a gut feeling I can't shake. And every time I ask again, he gets colder. Like I'm pushing him away just by asking the question. So now I'm stuck. I don't know if I'm just losing my mind or if I'm right to not believe him.
Whoa. I don't think you're losing your mind. I think that women need to put the brushes away and stop brushing things aside. Save the brush for your Barbie dolls because you're not wrong. You just listed so many things. And everything also felt great for multiple years. And you live with this person, you have a dog with them, you're engaged. I'm triggered. And you literally like, of course you would notice those things because you care about this person and you love them. So those small, subtle changes aren't so small, and these mood changes and these physical things and disappearing and all these things. And he also told you all the things that happened in the past. And then now he's doing those things that he kind of warned you about. And then he's getting mad because you're naming what's happening. That's my gut feeling.
Well, and it's so wild. It's like they move in together and then a few months later he starts potentially using. Those with substance issues kind of get triggered maybe by feelings of loss of control or stress. So,
I mean, I think it could be a lot of things. It could also be it could be self-sabotage. I mean, it could be, I don't deserve this. And these internal feelings, I'm being loved right now and everything is great. And then our brain can play tricks on us. And what is the original trauma that caused the addiction to begin with? And then it's like, subconscious is so powerful. So it could be like, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this love. I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
You don't even see how bad of a person I am. I'm going to make you see. Like, I think the subconscious is powerful. I think addiction is obviously, not a hot take, extremely deep and powerful, and there's a lot of dynamics that are going on. I think what makes me saddest about this thing, though, is the poster that she's gaslighting herself, that she's questioning her own sanity. She hasn't done anything wrong. All the things she's saying are very reasonable. Yeah, of course you would feel like that. And I think both of them, it's like, you're about to get married, you're going to lock it in. There's going to be this next step of, so you guys are both maybe, who knows, or maybe it's a weird way that he's like testing boundaries, like, what can I get away with? Or he is doing that and he's like, yeah, like I said, self-sabotaging and just trying to, but he's not brave enough to be the one to stand up and say that that's happening or ask for help but I don't think she's crazy.
No, I don't think so either. I just don't know in terms of being a partner, and I know she had mentioned, I feel like I'm being a cop. I also think she's bringing that onto herself a little bit.
In terms of
seeking out, smelling his clothes, checking his eyes.
But she's doing that because she's trying to find information.
But to what end? She's trying to find
proof.
She's trying to prove herself right. And then what will happen?
I think if she proves herself right, I think she's going to probably either leave this person. And I would argue, I'm taking leaps. I could be wrong, but I would argue that if she found evidence that she was correct, that he had gone back to it, that maybe she would call it off and leave him, not because of his addiction issues, but because of the lying, because of the lack of trust, because addicts relapse. That's a thing. That's part of it. And so I'm sure that she sounds very grounded and aware and intelligent and is doing so many mental gymnastics to check herself and make sure that she's not coming out of, just being super out of pocket. So my sense is that it would be the betrayal of like, I could help you. People go through shit. People struggle. That's the whole thing. If I'm marrying somebody, I'm fully expecting that you're going to have many, many struggles over your whole life and you're going to change a lot and there's going to be good times and bad times. But what I can't have is you lying to me about it.
Completely.
That's like the only thing I actually really need you to promise is you'll be honest with me.
Yeah.
That's how I would feel about it. So putting herself in the position of the cop, whatever, when she started saying stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, that might be the point where I might be like, I think we need to take a beat. Because I think that the partner should be able to reassure her better. And his defensiveness is also a red flag to me, in addition to the behavior that she's listing. Like if nothing was happening, it wouldn't be that hard, I think, to reassure her. I don't know.
Yeah. I think also too, though, is like, I think people don't change unless they want to change. Right. People are going to do what they want to do.
100%.
Bottom line. And I think that as a partner, you're their advocate and not necessarily a parent or a cop.
Hopefully
and
not
I can
either.
see completely. I can see how this would be super alarming.
Yes.
But at the same time, and I can see how it could go on for, let's say, 3 days. And I, as a partner, feel like I need to get resolution right away.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think there is an ebb and flow to life. You need to kind of almost play a little bit dumb and just go about your day to day as if nothing's going on with them and just watch.
Right.
You'll be able to tell
100%.
how they move. Like, you don't need to go above and beyond to prove yourself right. Just watch, because at the end of the day, if it comes to a situation where they have relapsed, I think if they have, extended family in and around, that's a situation that can be really beautifully mediated with some of them.
Yes.
Because even if he goes to rehab and, again, finds sobriety, years later reflects about how good it feels to be sober again, he'll always have a little bit of resentment if you, the partner, were the one who forced his hand into it that second time around.
Yeah, 100%.
Even if it was for the best. So I think like as a partner, if this is your ride or die, you want to be with him, through the good and bad, I think you need to give him some breathing room and kind of, in a controlled way, like
just observe.
But
I think she's done that. And I think she actually has enough observations to say, like, I don't know, or maybe now's the time to call Miss Future Mother-in-Law.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit worried about Jackie Boy. And, right? I mean, or something, or flag it. But I think she has enough. And I still think it's all the trust. It's just the gut feeling of the trust. That's not a good feeling. Whether or not he's using, do you want to feel like that? Like, personally, for myself, I couldn't marry somebody that if I have to smell their clothes
completely,
I couldn't. It's over. It's already over for me. That's my own, like,
which is why I think, like, if you were looking at constructive strategies, plan a weekend getaway. You know,
you're smart, Kath.
Break up the routine, change the physical space, see what happens.
Yeah,
maybe it is just work stress,
right?
You know, that he's wrapped up in. So I think kind of, you know, shifting out of your day-to-day routine and like, she wants to get married. They're supposed to be getting married in a few months.
Damn.
I don't think that, you know, chance to reconnect in a different setting.
That's actually really smart.
A positive idea.
Right. And just let people show you who they are. People tell on themselves all the time. You just have to listen. Like, and he's kind of already doing that, is my point. But is there an update? Did she ever? I mean, I did say I had a gut feeling this post was going to piss me off, but.
Yeah, some of what were top comments. As someone in recovery, I would definitely want to prove I hadn't relapsed. Ask for a drug test. If he's innocent, it should be no problem.
This is what I'm saying.
I told my wife I'd take a piss test without questioning her if she ever suspected a relapse.
Whoa.
She's never felt the need to do it.
Yeah.
But even after 8 years of being clean, if she wanted me to take one right now, I'd do it immediately.
Damn. See, there it is. The defensiveness is protecting something.
Yeah.
Piss test. That's like one way I am kind of like prudish randomly. Like, I don't like stuff like that. I don't like, I'm going to go take a piss. I'm going to go take a piss. No, like that. Like, if my wife asked me to take a piss test, I'd do it. It's like,
I know.
I love what you're saying, but I wish that you could write it as though you know, didn't live in a cave. That's not the original poster. That's just a commenter. So, but we have no update from the original poster.
No update.
Okay, damn. Okay, well, my gut says, honey, go to Big Bear, right?
Right?
No, I do think that's 100% right. Because then it's like your partner breaks down and they're like, I'm so sorry. I've literally been so fucking stressed. I know I'm acting like an absolute psycho and da 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 da.
Yeah.
Or if they're like, yes, totally, let's go have this romantic weekend. And then they're like, oh, I'm going to go take a drive for 4 hours and clear my head to a dealer.
Drive to Big Sur. It's what, 7 hours from Los Angeles?
Yes, I love Big Sur.
If they're doing anything, you know, they're going to start tweaking on the drive.
Damn.
So I think.
Okay, I think you're right. Okay. So we don't have an answer, but I'm going to say that we're still right. And it's 2 out of 2. Listen to your gut. Okay. This is also from True Off My Chest. I'm a school bus driver who had to emergency poop in a garbage can mid-route while my daughter watched in horror. I have a gut feeling this is going to be a hard one for me as well because I literally don't like, this is my least favorite topic to hear about or talk about. Okay. I never thought this would happen, but today I had to take a desperate full-force emergency dump in a garbage can while driving a school bus. And to make matters worse, my daughter was on the bus with me. She's going to be in therapy for this one. It started with a mild stomach cramp before work, nothing serious. I ran to the office bathroom, told my boss, I have a bellyache. I'll be 10 minutes late, and sat there sweating and groaning, but nothing came out. I figured maybe it passed. Spoiler, it did not pass. Minutes later, I'm on the road. My gut starts boiling. Cramps hit like a truck. I know it's coming. No bathrooms nearby. No time. There's the red siren emojis. No bathrooms nearby. No time. No way I'm making it. I slam the brakes. Okay, I don't know if you had to like... Okay, keep the kids safe too, honey. I slam the brakes, secure the bus, and immediately start panicking. My daughter's right there watching. I have seconds. How old is your daughter? I'm dying to know. There's only one option. Do you want to guess? Want to guess the option?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, before I say it.
Go in like the little trash can?
The bus garbage can. I grab it, yank my pants down, squat, and unleash pure hell. Ew, the smell indescribable. Oop, the shame immeasurable. The relief unmatched. Okay, writer. Meanwhile, my daughter is staring at me in horror. Daddy, ... Are you pooping me mid-crisis? Yes, sweetheart. Get me the Kleenex box and be quiet. I love you. Okay. At this point, I'm just praying no one in the surrounding houses is looking out their window. Then reality hits. Then I have a full garbage bag and my first pickup is 30 seconds away. I cannot let the kids onto a bus that smells like this. Honey, you need to go home. So in sheer desperation, I do the only thing I can think of. I open the window and throw the bag out. The moment I start driving again, my boss radios me. Boss had a gut feeling. Boss, hey, how late do you think you'll be? Me sitting in the aftermath of my own horror, sweating profusely, trying to sound normal. About 20 minutes. He 100% knew. Fast forward to the afternoon, I'm driving the same route when I see another bus ahead of me, violently swerving. No, I assume it's dodging a dead animal. Nope, it's my bag. More siren emojis. It had been run over multiple times. My shit is now smeared across the street. To make matters worse, how could this get worse? I had just waved at the driver. She waved back, but her face said everything. She knew something was horribly wrong. And my boss saw me run to the office bathroom before my shift, saw me pull over 30 seconds before my stop, then radioed me the exact moment I started moving again. He never asked me what happened. He knows. He just doesn't want to acknowledge it. That's called a gut feeling. So yeah, today I took an emergency dump in a school bus garbage can, threw it out the window, and then saw it get flattened by traffic hours later, all while my daughter watched in horror. Moment of silence for this person, because that's one of the worst things I've ever read in my life. Mm-hmm. And I'm on Reddit all the time.
This is the dark side of GLP-1s.
Cash, come on.
If we're being honest.
Please be honest. God, be honest.
Aren't there cameras on buses?
Yeah, 100%.
So a supervisor's watching this melodrama.
Yes.
In real time.
100%. Especially if it's a kid's school bus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is not a city bus driver. This is
I didn't realize that you would does he just park the bus? No, he must bring the daughter to the bus station, pick up the bus, and then go pick up the kids. It's not like he just parks the bus at his house, the daughter and him.
No. I think he probably just like goes to work. Probably his daughter like goes to that school or whatever. So she's like, oh, yay, I love taking a ride with dad. Oh, it's so fun. I get to be the first one on the bus, first seat. And
would you want to ride the same bus that your dad drove?
My dad? No. Catherine, don't be ignorant. Of course not. No, but I'm assuming that this is like a child that's in elementary school.
Oh, yeah. It's like
right?
a little kid.
Like it would have to, like I rode a school bus, from 5 to 12. No, I would not personally want to. But I had a school bus driver whose kid was like younger and was like always on the bus.
Hey, I mean, I love like, the example of work ethic.
Totally. And this, would you say, is a great example of something that your daughter will never forget about, your dedication to your job. I mean, props for you for doing your afternoon route. Honey, I'd be looking up one-way tickets and how to change my identity if that's what happened. And I tell my daughter I love them so much and we'll find each other in the future. You might not recognize me because I do have to now change my life to speak for a minute.
I'm telling you, this is what Ozempic does though.
Oh my God. Okay. So that's what you think is that's your best guess? Okay. That's your gut is saying it's Ozempic.
I think an adult man has spent his whole life experiencing his own bowel movements. And so for him to lose control in that way, in that moment, is pretty unusual. There's other things at play.
I do feel this is very unusual. I did feel that.
I think female bowel movements can be a little bit more sporadic, but men, it's like clockwork,
Right.
I used to work in an office and it was all the men would file in.
Oh my God, I'm going to throw up.
They would like drink like they'd make a cup of coffee, drink their morning coffee. And then just one by one, they all went upstairs to use the bathroom up there.
Oh my God. Well, at least like they had some classifieds. That's nice.
Yes, in single file lines. Not the one that was, in the community office area, but they would all go and tag team each other up and down.
Okay.
But it was ritual. Every morning it came in the same fashion.
Yes.
So I feel for the guy.
I think for the guy for
Ozempic.
sure.
I think it's Ozempic. Or maybe the generic version.
Yeah, maybe that's what the issue is.
From a compounding pharmacy.
I mean, original poster, I literally do feel for you. This is like, as I said, one of the worst things I've ever read, and I'm on Reddit all the time. I would say, just pitching an all unsolicited advice, I think you're a great writer. I think you could have some fun pivoting. Personally, I don't see how you're going to continue at this job. I mean, and how are you going to get a reference to the next place oh, so I see you work for this school district. Yeah, so what happened? Funny you should ask. Like, what is this? What's this person gonna do? And like, I just hope that they're still together with the mom, because like we're gonna need like this daughter.
Wasn't this a scene in Rat Race?
I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah, but I just...
Where I think it's like the son has to go and they like stick his butt out the bus window.
Ew.
Well, do you remember the story Dave Matthews Band in Chicago?
No, what?
When the tour bus was driving over a Chicago River bridge.
Okay.
And coincidentally decided to let out the tank of excrement from the bathroom on the tour bus as it was driving over. So let it out into the river. And as it released it, a tour boat was going under the bridge.
Like architectural tour boat. And they're like, if you'll just look up at this
and
gorgeous...
everyone got slimed.
My God.
Yeah, so funny.
Wow. Lori Beth Dimberg, figure it out reference. If you know, you know. Yeah, that's a nightmare. My gut feeling is like, I mean, they're not even asking for advice. I mean, simply we are holding space for you.
Yeah. Maybe there's food poisoning.
I hope so. I think you're right. I mean, is there any way, if we are actually genuinely giving advice, is there any way to make this salvageable? Like, is it like you better go and beg to the boss and say like, I'm so sorry, I literally did get poisoned?
I think so. I think you just say, the beautiful thing is we're all human. This all happens. And I think the boss could understand. There can be gut issues that hit in your stomach that
for sure
you can't control.
Obviously he didn't want that to happen. I think that like all things considered, did he handled it? Like, I don't know. Throwing the bag out the window, that's the part where I'm like, that feels like a move from Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
Like, I do think that there are steps you could have taken to mitigate it. I understand they were on the time pressure. They're obviously not feeling well. They're obviously horrified. They know now, they're like, how many more years am I going to have to drive this bus to pay for my daughter's therapy? So like, they're obviously, you know what I mean? So it's like, but like, could you not, like, I don't know. I would say like pull over and throw it in a dump, like something like that's the part that's really, and again, what is this one lane town? Like, why are every Reddit post is like these tiny towns where it's just like, and then the other bus driver in town waved at me and they knew. It's like, how is that? Like, there's no other cars. Like, what city is this that it was so clear to everybody knew is so aware? I just want to see if there's an update. Really, just make sure.
Yeah, I know he does have to pay for the daughter's therapy, but
yeah,
I probably would have called in sick after that.
Oh,
just been like,
I know.
I'm gonna take a knee. We're gonna try again tomorrow.
I'm gonna take 5.
But
yeah,
I mean, because I can respect the like trying to ventilate the smell, but good luck with that. Like, just go home.
Literally go home.
Like, you're probably not gonna win Employee of the Month at this point. Just because of the video evidence.
Don't look at me when you say that. It's literally insane.
So just go home. Just take a personal day.
Literally take a personal day. Yeah. But then I also am like, I want to give them some points for like truly like rain or shine emergency shitting yourself on a school bus or not. Like, you did show up for those kids. Like, that is admirable. Like, I do respect the hustle. You're always saying men especially need to go back to work. So like, I do respect that. I'm the parent of a kid who's getting picked up by this guy. Baby girl, go home. I'll take her today. We'll carpool. We'll Zoom. Top commenter though, this I just have to say, they wrote, I'm going to remember this the next time I think I'm having a bad day. I know this was a nightmare for you, but I'm laughing my ass off.
I know, it's the scene from Bridesmaids.
I hope this is fake.
Like the taco
oh my God,
joint.
no. Yeah, that is like... Okay, what else we got? So gut feeling. Listen, you knew when you were at that office. You knew you weren't feeling well. Right? Listen to your gut. It actually could have all been prevented. I'm so sorry. I actually am really, I actually feel very, very ill. I apologize. I think I need to go home. That piss off for your boss, think would have been less awkward than what we got now on the GoPro. you know,
Yeah,
what's going to surely be playing at your retirement party. Unfortunately, I just had to say it. Okay, go ahead.
It does sound like food poisoning.
Yeah, it's definitely food poisoning.
Yeah. I take back the Ozempic comment.
Yeah, it's for sure food poisoning. You got to watch it getting those 7-Eleven hot dogs.
Okay. This is from the community dating.
Okay.
Titled, Do You Need to Apologize? 2 years ago, I dated a guy for about 6 weeks. I took a trip during the last week we were talking, and we texted daily while I was gone.
Okay.
It was pretty typical stuff, a little flirting and a little sharing about what we were up to. We agreed that we'd see each other again when I got home. That's when things got pretty quiet. Suddenly, his messages felt like he was withdrawing. One of his last messages before he ended up ghosting me was, my therapist wants me to make some behavioral changes, and that'll be a time investment.
What?
So that brings us to this week. I was in line at a coffee shop and noticed him sitting with someone for what looked like a work meeting. I turned my body in a way that he wouldn't notice me. When I left my coffee 6 to 7 minutes later, he was gone. 15 minutes later, my phone started to ring, and it was him. I didn't hesitate to pick up because he had been a very sweet guy up to the point of ghosting me. Even though he did me wrong, I really wanted to know what he had to say. Right away, he asked if I would just listen and not speak so he could apologize.
Oh, God.
He acknowledged that we had a fun connection and that he really enjoyed the time we spent together. He told me about a few things in his life that were going on at that time, all valid reasons to not be dating.
Okay.
He also shared that he had been ghosted before and knew how terrible it felt. He had wanted to apologize for a long time, but just didn't have the courage to do it. I can't even tell you how good this brief exchange felt. I knew I was content with my behavior as our connection dissolved, but having my disappointing experience validated by him was really nice. If you owe someone an apology or explanation, don't hold it back. He told me he felt a great relief to have the opportunity to talk. Generally speaking, there isn't an expiration on the duty of an apology. Just reach out if you're carrying guilt and shame. And then disclaimer, there are plenty of situations where it may not be appropriate to contact an ex. Don't come for me if you've got a well, what if.
Okay, so the coffee shop interaction was after he'd already ghosted her.
So do you need to apologize?
But is that correct? The coffee shop, like when
Yes.
she was after the ghosting had occurred. So clearly he saw her and then felt bad and then called her after. And then, sorry, the question is...
The title is, Do You Need to Apologize? So I guess if you ghost someone, do you need to then unghost them via an apology?
I think that this feels pretty atypical to me. I think typically somebody ghosting someone is not going to unghost to apologize. I feel as though their actions are already kind of speaking louder than their words. So is it like, but you know, maybe it obviously demonstrates that you should, if you have that capacity and that awareness. And even if it came about because you saw her at the coffee shop and you're like, I was a dick to that girl. Like, she didn't do anything wrong. She was nothing but sweet to me. And I had all these things going on. And like, why did I do that, you dummy? And then maybe it sounded like he listened to his gut and decided, okay, I'm going to apologize and make it right. She found profound relief from that because she didn't do anything wrong. So I do think that, yeah, if you can, you should. I just think it's typically like not in alignment that people that have a lot of, you know, self-awareness such as that and a lot of ability to be reflective of their own behavior are typically, you know, maybe not the same people that aren't good at communicating and then do tend to ghost in a situation like that. But it just goes to show you that direct communication helps everybody, and you're not protecting them by, you know, saying that you have all this stuff going on. You're telling her after, okay, so now she has some answers. But it sounds like he tried to a little bit, right? Like in that middle zone, he tried to be like, my therapist is telling me that I want to focus on this and that, you know, whatever that little sentence was that he said about
that was a great line.
That was so fake, but I loved it. Literally no
It's
therapist
like
ever said this, but go ahead.
I need to focus on my career line.
Right.
My therapist wants me to make some behavioral changes, and that'll be a time investment.
Okay, so that was his way. Stop. That was his way, I think, initially. See, it's hard. Like when you have to do a lot of like deciphering and like, well, maybe he meant this. What would actually be really great is if he just said what he meant. So he's kind of just declaring that, do with that as you will, instead of being finishing that thought. Therefore,
Yes.
I don't think that I can continue to see you. You have been so lovely. I'm so sorry. This sounds so lame. That's hard to say. And so instead it's like, well, I kind of told you in a half-ass way. And then I just kind of did whatever the fuck I wanted. And then I felt bad about it when I remembered you're a real person and you're not just this little thing in my phone. And then I talked to ChatGPT about it. And that's what I think the therapist is. But
Have you ever ghosted someone?
probably.
Do you believe in ghosting?
Do I believe it happens and it's real? Do I believe that it is the thing to do and the nice thing to do? No. That's why I'm saying I'm like, I probably have, in terms of like hooking up with like random people. I'm so sorry. If I ghosted you, it's 100% my fault. And I owe you an apology. And feel free to comment and help our engagement. Just kidding, unless. But no, I don't think I've ghosted like a situationship or above that I can think of. But again, probably at some point, just because.
Completely. Well, I think why people ghost is they feel almost corny by using an excuse like he did.
Right.
My therapist said I need to take some time to work at myself.
Totally.
And then the next organic, thought after that would be, so I can't keep seeing you.
Right.
But so people don't want to include that bridge.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
So they end up just ghosting.
Right.
But I also think the whole premise of this is now she's feeling better. If you have to apologize, say sorry.
Yes.
I think it's almost funny that like the playbook could be, okay, ghost, and then roll the dice. If you run into them in a coffee shop, it could be cozy.
Right.
Because had he just been more direct on the breakup, I don't think she would view, 1 year later, it as warmly.
I think that's true. I just think that, also perhaps controversial. I think people use the term ghosting a little bit loosely. And I think that, okay, you don't owe me anything. I don't owe you anything. I very much operate with that mentality. Like, this is all freely chosen.
Yes.
Like, you can do whatever you want. There's consequences, but do whatever you want, whatever you need to do. Maybe sometimes you're going to get an explanation, closure later on. Maybe you're not. But with ghosting, sometimes I think people are, oh, this person ghosted me. And it's they put more of an emphasis on it because they have feelings and they felt rejected. I personally, if I go on a first date with somebody or just go meet up with somebody, get a drink, the vibes are just whatever, more friendly or not it, and I never hear from them again, I personally do not need, and this is just me, I don't need a text from that person.
Yes.
That night, the next day, or ever again to just say really clearly like, hey, it was so nice, meeting you and like lovely talking to you. I just don't think this is whatever, a love match. I don't need that. I'm like, baby girl, of course not. Like, you would have known because we would have probably gone on another date, continued talking, gone home together.
Completely.
Et cetera, et cetera. I do not make a habit of like, I'm not a big like, I don't religiously tell somebody after a hang or after a date, like a debrief or a thing. Some people really appreciate that.
We don't need a 360 feedback.
I don't need that. And I'm not giving that to people.
Yes.
But if somebody needs that, sure. Or like if I go and get drinks with somebody, okay, hey, yeah, have a great night. Take care. Neither of us ever talk to each other or text each other again, which has happened to me many times.
Completely.
That's so beyond fine. Some people though would define, they'd be like, that fucking bitch ghosted me. The fuck does she think she is? And it's like, did you say anything? Like if you wrote, I had a great time and I'd love to see you again, and then I never responded, that's a little bit shittier. But that's also like, again, there's such a disconnect between the experience that we both shared. And, then I think it is more valid to be like, it was so lovely meeting you. I think it's more of a friend vibe for me.
And you know what I think too with OP? I'm happy that she found relief from him reaching out. I'm a big believer, like there are 8 billion people in the world.
And counting.
Exactly. If you've only met, like if you've met, let's say 2,000 people your whole life, 3,000 people, and you cross paths with one of them, and then you turn the other way.
Right.
So you don't have to say hi, just say hello. You know, I understand it might be a little fresh of a wound months and months ago.
Right.
But there's nothing I think hotter than a super confident woman who goes up and is like, hey, great to see you.
Yeah, take
just
care.
In a very casual way.
Exactly. That's if you really want them barking for you and coming back, that's the way to do it, baby girl.
Completely.
But I think that you're better off. Gut feeling still in the lead. Okay. Here we go. Let me see. I had a lot of... Okay, Kath, I got a good one for you. All right, this is from the Reddit thread, Casual Conversation. A subconscious gut feeling saved my life last night. When has it saved yours? Okay. I usually work late, way out in the middle of nowhere, so I drive home on dirt roads late at night. I never see a soul on these roads. I also live in the prairies, so I can see pretty far in every direction. There's a singular stop sign on my path home, and last night I was wondering whether or not I should stop because really there is no point. You all know where this is going now. I reason with myself that if I don't stop now, I'll make a habit of it and then that'll turn into a problem. So I began to slow down. As soon as I hit the stop sign, a truck came barreling through the intersection. There is no such thing as I just literally got goosebumps. There's no such thing as blind corners out here, but I still didn't see it coming. It was horrifying. I will never entertain ignoring traffic laws again. Holy fuck. Or not listening to your gut. What do you think about that?
Yeah, life can change in a second.
Wow. But what do you think about, why do you think they felt something? Like, do you think it was connected? Do you think that was their intuition that somehow had this animalistic protective?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe an angel watching over them from above.
Oh, guardian angel, literally though. But do you feel like you've ever had something like that? A gut feeling that feels like it's like saved your life? Like, have you ever experienced that?
I'm sure I have. Have you?
Kath, are you thinking of something specific? Like a moment like that, like being in a car or like a person following you or like that actual true survival instinct. Can you think of anything? Do you feel like you have experienced that?
Not off the top of my head, but yes.
Yeah.
Have you?
For sure. For sure. But I would argue we don't even know all of these. Like, I don't even know what they all are because I think when I feel that, I'm out. I am like, I'm so intense about that. If I feel like somebody is not safe or is scaring me or giving me a bad, again, I will move. When I lived in New York, I was the queen of moving subway cars in between stops.
Yes.
Never walking in between because that scared the shit out of me unless it was like maybe a fire or something like that or someone was like chasing me with a gun. But I would, imagine this. Sweet, innocent, 25-year-old Kara on the subway, literally reading a book, literal angel, little headphones in. Some weirdo comes on, yapping, popping off. Immediately everyone is like, you see it. You see people's like survival instincts. Some people kind of freeze. Some people are kind of like smiling. Some people get up and move. And that's me. I'm like, bye. I don't need to be the person that finds out how this goes. And I don't worry about offending people. It's just like, next stop, I'm up and I move to the next car. So I don't know if I have a specific experience like this because I feel like I'm so tuned into that. And hashtag hypervigilance, like I am simply extremely micro attuned to like all things even more so. I think like trauma that's like a silver lining. Sounds weird.
Well,
but
it's so weird to me because they're kind of blind to moving through the world with that orientation.
Yes.
I think as women, we're raised from literally being little girls.
Yes.
With mothers telling us like, we might be kidnapped.
Yes.
We might be drugged at a party.
Oh my God.
We might be taken advantage of constantly.
Yes.
And so we have that orientation. If you're walking on a street alone at night and a man starts walking behind you, cross the street.
Cross the street, walk
Men
upright.
don't think about it.
Yes, because they have never felt threatened and they just do feel safe. Isn't it fascinating? And it's like, but from a time you're really little, I mean, the kidnapping was a huge theme.
Huge.
I don't know how many coloring books I had about how to put my finger through the license plate. Like, what was
remember that series? What was it? Like, What Janie Saw? She was the girl in the milk carton that we all read it. Like, our
Yes.
a series of them. Oh my goodness.
My mom was constantly preparing me for kidnapping scenarios as though it was going the way that kidnapping was spoken about in my home, specifically only to me. There were 3 boys, but only to me. It was spoken about as though I think was primed mentally and emotionally to assume I was going to be kidnapped every other week for the rest of my life until I died. That's how much it was talked about in relation to any other risk. Like, that was such a big one. But yeah, putting something in your drink, and I'm like, I get it. It comes from a place of like scary, bad shit happens, and especially when you have a kid, you're extra. But with drinks and stuff, I'm
like, did roofies exist though when baby boomers were younger?
100%. I mean, I'm sure.
Like, my mother would be like, I will give you money every month at college so you can buy your own drinks.
Yep.
Don't accept drinks from people.
Yeah. Whoa.
And that was always her big
That's
mantra. But
yeah. 100%.
Were roofies around when you were younger?
Yes.
I guess so.
Yes. I mean, they were putting women under to,
that's true.
To have them give birth because they didn't
forgot this is the Manson era. So yeah, that's true.
100%.
People were popping it.
Yeah. But I think like the gut instinct saving your life, like, I don't know. Honestly, I'm sure that I'll think of a million, but I know that has happened to me so many times. And also whenever I'm with somebody, like with people, like, I mean, it comes up more like in like close relationships, I guess, but like I've definitely like said to like exes of mine and stuff, it's like, if you ever feel uncomfortable for any reason, like you actually feel like your safety, and I'm saying this because I'm going to do the same, I will not even question you. I will leave. If we were wherever, we're walking around Trader Joe's and you're like, and you were just like, Kara, let's say, I would just follow you. We would leave, and you could like, and leave and then get out the car. Oh, there was a guy that did it. Or like if somebody calls you, you don't, the worst is those people in like the horror movies that are like, wait, what do you mean? Oh, hold on. Well, no, babe, like this guy's going to kill us. Like we need, like, let's have some survival instincts, sweetie, But yeah, so I'm a big,
like, I like to curate the energy of seating in a restaurant, like the table to have good vibes.
Yes.
I think that's like a gut intuition thing. I do have to say though that something that will drive me a little bit crazy is if I'm with a partner, or let's just say a man, we're on a street corner waiting to cross, and clearly I know how to jaywalk, so I take a step forward and then grab you to pull you back onto the corner as though I haven't been walking alone in the world for, most of my life, and I can safely cross the street.
You don't like when they do that.
I don't like when they do that.
I have done that to you.
I
did that to you when we were in New York.
Well, yes, but you're a woman and,
Yeah. And also I don't
rude for
like
me, and you 100%. Don't do it in a demeaning way.
No, not at all.
Sometimes, if a man does it to you, it's because
I get what you're saying though, and where you're coming from. Like that would feel condescending. It's like, oh, thank God, thank you for doing that, because yes, I haven't
and we're walking,
haven't lived
and
in
we're
the
walking.
world.
I know there are no cars. We're walking. We don't need to wait.
But weirdly enough, that's one of the things that I'm like a very much rule follower about. I don't like jaywalking. I actually like, controversial opinion alert, I hate it. I really, really hate it.
It's the J in you, the ENFJ.
I think I don't know what it, but like it's one of those things also, like as I've gotten older, I'm like, I don't need to be rolling the dice. I walk so much all the time. I love walking. And you know what I observe, and it scares the hell out of me? All I see is and when I'm driving and walking, I watch cars go by, and I'll go, I just looked at 10 cars pull through this stop sign. Not one person was looking at the road as they pulled up to the stop. Everyone has their head up their ass. They're looking at their phone. They're on their phone and they're gesturing. They're looking at themselves in the mirror. We live in LA. how I'm not going to go out is getting blown over by a 19-year-old TikToker influencer in their daddy's car or the car that they just got.
That's true.
Like, I just don't trust these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So again, I'm sorry that I did, but I'm like all about the soccer mom arm. I'm all about like, again, so hyper vigilant that I'm like, I trust you. I know you know how to cross the street. But like, I would rather like apologize and be like, I'm sorry that was, if that like rubbed you the wrong way, Kath, but I'm not trying to have this,
So if the
Waymo
coast is
blow
like
you out.
incredibly clear. Let's say it's 9.
Well, what about like our poster?
That's true.
The coast was incredibly clear, honey.
Okay, I guess I'll learn my lesson.
Okay. Wow. I'm actually really glad that we worked that out. Okay, you got one more for me?
Okay, another one from True Off My Chest. They thought I was asleep.
Oh.
A friend of mine introduced me to her bestie. We went down to visit for a few days and stayed in her place. They slept together on her bed and I slept on the floor. I insisted because I felt weird sleeping next to people I just met.
Fair.
We talked a little, then I started drifting off. I closed my eyes, but I wasn't fully asleep. They kept talking and it kept me awake, but still kind of trying to sleep. I still had my eyes shut. I never expected this, but my friend whispered to her bestie, "So, what do you think?" She replied in a giggly way, "I don't know, she's kind of weird." I felt my stomach tense up and heat all over my body.
So mean.
This actually wasn't the first time I was called that, but it was never in a bad way. Anyways, my friend said back, "I know she is, but you'll like her, trust me." Fast forward about 5 years now, her bestie is my bestie now.
Whoa.
Ha 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 ha. Couldn't
Ha 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 ha.
couldn't imagine not having her in my life, honestly. I'm so grateful.
Whoa. So are you trying to show an example of gut feelings being wrong?
Well, I don't know. I think it's like a little bit of a heartwarming tale.
It is hard. I mean,
I think a lot of Reddit posts, it kind of is, people not working it out. So I like that feel good story.
yeah, I like that you consider that a feel good story. No, I do ultimately love that for you. But I think that what I took from that is like, oh, that's an example of like, obviously the person who was in the bed that is now her bestie, her gut feeling initially was, this girl's weird or whatever. Okay, bitch, you're making me sleep on the floor. Yeah, I think it's a little weird. Like, I get what you're saying. I wouldn't want to sleep in a bed with strangers either. I'd probably like give the stranger and the friend my bed.
Yes.
And I'd go sleep on the couch ? I don't know why, but okay, no judgment, but a little bit. But I think like I like the silver lining of the gut feeling but then they were wrong.
Yes.
But that wasn't even a gut feeling. That just kind of sounds like a little bit of like that person was like maybe a little bit judgmental. And then the other friend in the bed was like, no, they're cool. You're going to love them. Okay, I trust your gut. So at least they did that. And then now they're best friends. And now we can laugh about, remember when you were such a bitch when we met and then you made me sleep on the floor and talk shit about me to my friend? What a heartwarming tale. But please, Catherine, explain. I'm not seeing it clearly. So.
I'm with you there. I thought maybe this would like our younger listeners would kind of appreciate it. I feel like it's those anxieties of a new friendship. And I think in general, if you have two more OG friends, I can see, her and newer bestie coming in to stay with the friend's older bestie.
Right.
Girls can be territorial about relationships.
Totally.
So I think it's sweet that they come full circle.
I like that. I do like that they, came full circle. I would love if there was an update or a top comment that's just like, and so we have this long running joke and she really felt bad. So she bought me a bed and then I would forgive her. But I'm feeling some type of way.
That's true. Top comment. This turned out so much better than I was expecting. I've learned over the years that weird doesn't necessarily mean bad. Everyone's weird in their own little ways. LOL. And more often than not, the weird ones are the fun ones.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm a complete fucking weirdo, but people seem to love it. Steer into the skid. So nice. Wishing for you all to have many, many more happy and weird moments together.
Aww.
That's cute.
Okay, so listen to your gut.
Absolutely.
I think that's the app.